Hi YouTube, my name's TJ, and today I want to show you how you can take your old, worn out cutting boards and restore them to like new. As you can see, our cutting board is worn. It's got a lot of cut marks and grooves, scratches in it from being used over the years. Here's a different kind of wood. This one's bamboo. It's a little harder, but it still's got some scratches and grooves in it. And then this is the cutting board that came with my kitchen cabinets, and this one is messed. Looks like a piece of hardware from the cabinet in the back has put a big gouge in it. So we're going to take these and restore them to like new. The things you'll need for this project are sandpaper. I've got 50 grit, 120 grit, and 220 grit. I'm going to be using a palm sander, but if you don't have a palm sander, just regular sandpaper and a block of wood will work just fine. I have this cutting board conditioner. Now this is typically a food safe mix of beeswax and mineral oil. To rub the oil on, we'll have a good quality rag. This is 100% cotton. An old t-shirt will work just as well. I've taken the boards out to the garage and I'm going to run the 50 grit sandpaper over them consistently until all of the marks and cuts and scrapes are gone. This doesn't have to be a lot of pressure when you're doing this. Just run long passes with your sander or with your block of wood until all of the marks are gone. It really pays to take your time with sanding to get all of the cut marks out. But try to keep your sander flat against the cutting board so you don't make any additional grooves into the wood. Here's slow motion of the orbital sander at work. As it spins around, it oscillates back and forth in a random pattern. This action helps prevent swirl marks in the wood finish. If you don't have a sander like this one, you can just take a regular block of wood, wrap your sandpaper around that, and use that. Go back and forth just like the power one. Once you've sanded all the imperfections out of your cutting board with the 50 grit sandpaper, move up to the 120 grit. Do a couple passes with the 120 grit before moving on to the 220 grit finish. You only need a couple passes on the 220 as well. After we're done sanding, I'm just going to take a paper towel and wipe off any sawdust that's left on there. After wiping down my boards, I brought them inside. Next, I'm going to fill a bowl with hot water and place our butcher block conditioner in there. This wax and oil combo works best when warm. Alright, this is warmed up. We're going to take it out of the bowl. Make sure that it's dry so we don't get any water on our wood surface. That side. Next, we're going to take our rag. This is a rag I've already used to do a couple cutting boards before the video. And we're just going to put a good amount of oil on the rag, and then we're going to just kind of put it on the surface here. We just want to work that in. Now the first coat you do, you're going to want to put a lot of it on there. It's going to be kind of goopy, but you want all the surface to be covered, and it doesn't have to be real even. Don't worry about working it into the wood so much as that you just get it all covered. Once the whole surface is coated, you're going to let the wood sit for 15 minutes while the oil soaks into the pores. spend 15 minutes. We're going to take a clean rag and wipe off any excess oily residue from the boards. Now we're going to flip them over and do the bottom side. Because they are pretty oily, you may not want to put them on your kitchen table, depending on what it is. This Formica will clean up pretty nice, but if it's a wood or something, you don't want that oil to soak in on something you don't want it to. So I've got these little pieces here that'll prop our piece of our cutting board up. But if you don't have something like that, you can just use some blocks of wood too. That works as well. Just start the whole process over again for this side. This time we're going to get the edges as well. Once that side sat for 15 minutes, you're going to go ahead and wipe off the excess again. This time take a third dry towel and you're going to buff in the remaining finish on the board. Steady pressure and a circular pattern, you're going to want to try to polish the rest of that oil to a nice sheen on top of the wood. I've buffed out any leftover conditioner that was on the surface, and these will have to sit for about 48 hours, but this is it. This is our finished product. I think it looks really sharp and a lot better than what we started with. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more videos. Thanks for watching.